So one big thing I always thought I wanted in life was a relationship, a loving partner and like a family, even possibly one day. But I mean, I can't really think about anything like that over the last 10 years, and because like the last 10 years or so have been so harsh and impoverished in general, and particularly for the younger generations, we've been struggling, with many different things, particularly with finances and so on, and affording everything in this fucked up, expensive, austerity crippled Britain that we're living in currently. And yeah, it's always been sort of like one of my dreams, to have a family and so on, and to have a wife and kids one day. And it's always been, yeah, but I mean, really, in the last 10 years or so, I've been avoiding relationships like the plague. I haven't been forming anything that I thought could lead to that, even because of the risk that it would entail, the risk that it would entail to possibly get a woman pregnant and to possibly have a child if I couldn't, take care of one properly, if I wasn't financially secure, if I didn't have enough money coming in. And particularly with the things that, I've been doing in life, pursuing a career as a writer and a stand-up comic, these kind of artsy careers, it's really very much a long shot that anything like that will pay off and will be able to pay the bills. And I've gone into farming as well to try and find a more rational career path or whatever, and hopefully go back to my home farm one day and run that. But I think before anything like wives and kids is going to happen, I think I'll probably have to well, be financially secure somehow. And I think that's a big story of people in my generation. I think it's well, it says the Tories. It's the Tory party and austerity. It just adds stress to everything. I've been homeless 3 times. I've been about as poor as it's possible to be in this country. I've been constantly on my overdraft, constantly buying the cheapest thing you can find in Aldi, right? You know what I mean? Like the cheapest amount of food that's going to last for the longest. Like pasta. Like pasta's a big one. Like pasta, bread, eggs, maybe. Those last a reasonably long amount of time. Or like the most nutrition that you kind of go through supermarket aisles doing the calculations in your head, like what's the most amount of nutrition that I can get for the smallest amount of money. So yeah, like buying meat occasionally, like that's a real treat or a luxury. I would indulge in a steak from time to time and have like maybe one of those every so often, actually, because they are quite cheap in Aldi and quite quite packed with nutrition. So could maybe get away with one of those like every week or so, and the rest of the time it's chicken, pasta, eggs on toast, that sort of thing. It's been so hard for people, generally speaking, I think. Well, no, not generally speaking, not at all. It's not been hard for the rich. No, rich people, in fairness, my father's a rich person. It has not been hard for him. It's not been that hard for him, in this economy. They get tax breaks. They get these loopholes for tax and so on. And he's a farmer, so he's been getting his subsidies still. But I've experienced, yeah, the grinding nature of poverty in Britain, and like, would I want to bring a child into that situation? No, absolutely not. No, it's the last thing I want to do, and it's a shame because I think I'd be a really good dad. I do think I'd be a very good father. I think I'd be quite good at it, but I mean, no, I can't think about that sort of thing because too much financial worry, not enough financial security. That's the reason. What we need in this country, I think, is basic income for everybody. Everybody should be guaranteed an income of £20,000 a year somehow. And when it comes to reforming the welfare state and having paid for NHS or whatever it is, that we have some kind of French style healthcare system whereby it's not free at the point of need, whereby you do have to pay for health treatment to some extent at the point of need, but it's subsidized for the poorest. And then it would be like doubling the benefits system, wouldn't it? It would be like getting, something like £20,000 a year instead of, and then like on top of the basic income, people can then work for more money, and we have to basically tax the rich and redistribute it back to the poorest. That's the name of the game, is balancing out the inequalities in society. That's really what we need to be doing and focusing on. Because people should not have to go into a supermarket, not in the West, and worry about buying, frankly, any product in like a cheap supermarket, but not having to worry about buying pasta. That is not a good thing. So yeah, that's the point I want to make roughly.